This guy was caught cheating, but there's even worse moments in MLB, like banging on trash cans or blowjobs on the field.
Let it roll, 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 roll. Lenny Randle gets down in his hands.
And in the leadoff position, we find Joe Niekro, and you'll never believe what he had in his back pocket.
Do a search like this, quite like this before.
Whoa, hold up a second. Did you see that? The Twins righty was caught red-handed with a nail file in his back pocket. He claimed it was to file his nails so he could throw a knuckleball better, but the umps weren't fooled. Now, George Brett had a memorable act all on his own. He had just hit a gigantic home run to take the lead, but the Yankees noticed something suspicious with his bat.
George Brett has just homered, and Billy Martin and the Yankees want the bat.
Unfortunately, the pine tar on his bat was not within MLB regulations.
Now they're going to measure it across home plate.
Well, I've never seen this. They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, the Yankees win. He's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out.
Whether it was intentional or not, rules were not made to be broken, George. But don't tell that to Albert Bell. He doesn't care about rules.
Here it is, Vina. Oh, this is just like the play in the third inning.
Once, his bat was confiscated for suspicion of cork. A team member then snuck through the ceiling of the clubhouse to swap out the corked bat with a normal bat. The plan ultimately backfired when the FBI got involved. Albert was suspended, and guess what? Every one of his bats was corked. Perhaps Bell learned of this trick from Chris Sabo.
Well, let's see. Ooh.
Oh, that's bored out.
There's no doubt about that there's a board.
From Chris Sabo of the Cincinnati Reds. Chris was removed from a game back in 1996, and not because of the hideous glasses he wore.
Things often come before the final decision. Yeah, it was broken, and now it's broken for good. Miller has it.
Possibly accidental, but Sabo cheated and was forced to face the Piper.
That's a stream of cork running right up and down to Chris Sabo's bat.
Ooh.
Oh, that's bored out.
There's no doubt about that there's a board in the middle of that. He has been ejected from the ball game.
The Piper also paid a visit to slugger Sammy Sosa.
3-2. Bouncing ball up the middle. Run's going to score. Anderson to throw to first.
Similar to Sabo, there was good evidence to support the incident from being an accident.
Or if there's anything in there that shouldn't be in there, Chip, is if the bat is corked.
Regardless of intent, Sosa cheated, and the consequences were an 8-game suspension. Now, this next moment might be the most creative way of cheating.
Trickle down the third baseline. The Mariners are going to let it roll, 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 roll. Lenny Randle gets down on his hands and knees and blows on it like a curler.
Some say he didn't blow the ball, he simply asked the ball nicely to roll over the foul line. Apparently, Alek Manoah failed to get the memo that blowing on a fair ball will result in the ball being called fair.
Hugging the line, rolling, twisting towards the chalk, and Manoah gets down on his knees and tries to blow the baseball.
As the saying goes, cheaters never prosper, and that holds true in baseball. Unless you're the Houston Astros. Cheating worked out pretty well for them. The Houston Astros have been embroiled in a few cheating schemes. In 2017, they devised a plan in which players were banging on a trash can after watching a live video feed of the catchers putting down hand signals. It worked out so well, they won the World Series.
Right side into the shift to his left. Altuve has it in short right.
On to first, and the Houston Astros,
World Series champions!
Not a great look for MLB or anyone else involved. The Yankees also made little effort to keep their own players from cheating. Michael Pineda seemingly rolled around in pine tar.
And they're throwing him out of the game.
It was so blatantly obvious. It makes you wonder, what in the world were they thinking? Also, as a member of the Yankees organization, Alex Rodriguez was caught cheating by using PEDs.
Record suspension tonight for baseball star Alex Rodriguez over his use of performance-enhancing drugs.
For his part, Alex was slapped with a 1-year suspension from MLB. While on the subject of steroids, although the list is extensive, one player stands out above the rest. Henry Mejia received a lifetime ban from MLB for attempting to cheat so frequently. 3 failed drug tests means 3 strikes and you're out for good. But back in 1988, Jay Howell was pitching for the Dodgers
Pop foul. Dempsey comes back, runs out of room. Still 3-2.
When Joe West stepped in to examine his glove after a tip from the opposing manager. Joe West even took the glove over to Mark Giamatti, the NL president at the time.
As an umpire, you have to, number one, make a decision. That threw him out of the ballgame.
Yeah, look at this. Can you believe this? But obviously, they've got the evidence.
Wait a minute, is that a corded phone in the stands? Let's move on to an even weirder moment. Freddie Gonzalez noticed something weird with Will Smith's glove.
Checking his glove, and he's been thrown out. Will Smith has been ejected.
It took Jim Joyce about 1 second to determine Will Smith was cheating and removed him from the game. The three-time champ exchanged a few pleasantries with the opposition during his departure. It's almost like some pitchers think they're allowed to cheat. Caleb Smith did not take kindly to being removed from this game.
Will be ejected and automatically suspended 10 games, and you cannot replace that player.
Sorry, Caleb, we all play by the same rules. No sticky stuff allowed. But nothing is crazier than being ejected before even throwing your first pitch.
And he has just been thrown out of this game.
Edwin Diaz doesn't look happy, but who would be happy about getting caught cheating? Even star players have been caught cheating. Max couldn't believe it, but something tells us he was fully aware of the sticky mess.
There's the ejection.
Scherzer wanted no part of the inspection from the get-go. Hector Santiago's story may be even crazier.
They can scrape the baseball and get extra movement, but it would appear
he became the first player penalized under the sport's crackdown on grip-enhancing substances. What's even crazier is just 1 month later, he was suspended 80 games following a positive test for external testosterone. Now, before Robert Suarez could even enter the game, the umpire ejected him for cheating.
There appears to be an issue, and he has been ejected. So Suarez will not be coming into this game.
Thanks for playing, Robert. We hope you enjoy your suspension. Now let's check in on the Yankees.
Threw a few weeks ago. He's out of the game. They just threw Herman out of the game. Herman had this with James Hoy, this very same crew.
Slapped with a 10-game suspension, the Yankees hurler will have to think twice about his actions. As we move along, a Houston Astros relief pitcher was busted for cheating against the Athletics.
Uh-oh. He gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Substance check, and the umpires have found something that has sent Ronel Blanco out of this game.
This confirms what we already knew about the Astros. They like to cheat. But if you ask Drew Smith, there is simply no way he cheated.
Goes to Drew Smith. Bill Miller looks at his hand and throws him out. And Smith can't believe it.
The thought that there was a foreign substance on his hand was inconceivable to him. Drew asked everyone around, but the only opinion that matters is the umpires. Sometimes players cheat on accident.
Fastball swung on, poked over short. Astros sees it, gonna head to third, and he'll get in there. Now Buck's on the pond, 2 out for Greg Allen.
Whose phone? Oh, wow. Whose phone is that? Please tell me.
No player is allowed to have electronics on their person. The cringeworthy moment had us all laughing. Now, some attempts to cheat are just straight up weird.
I think Bobby Valentine might be arguing that in an attempt to protect the base runner, Stewart stepped across home.
Let's see if he crossed up. You can make contact. Take a look again.
After being ejected, Bobby Valentine attempted this.
Bobby Valentine, the dugout. Wait. Give me that.
This may be the first and only attempt to cheat by dressing up as somebody else. And there's only one way to end our show, and that's with a glimpse back in time to 1919. The Chicago White Sox made it to the World Series. But as the story goes, some of their players cheated and intentionally lost the series to collect gambling money. And if you like these moments, make sure to check out this video right here. These are some of the craziest plays in MLB history.